Okay, so I have decided to call this Diaries of an Ugly Girl. Now, I may not be the most hideous thing that, you know, the Grimm's brothers could ever come up with, recognize. Um, but something that I've noticed is a lot of the videos that I'm seeing on Facebook or on YouTube are all these really glamorous, really just stunningly out of the box nines and tens, and a lot of the things that they're doing and a lot of the things that they're showing just don't apply to someone, you know, pasty and overweight. Um, and so I figured I would take this opportunity as a complete novice. I've never even uploaded a video before to put this video out there and see if there was any interest in someone educating me. I do want to state ahead of time that I'm not really interested in slamming or anything like that because there's nothing that you could say to me that I haven't already heard from an ex-boyfriend. So I've been called some pretty horrible things and given my own denigrating self-image. I'm pretty sure that I think everything that you could possibly say to me. So, constructive comments only, please. If you don't have anything helpful to say, by all means, slander me in your own mind. Throw some comments on there. They won't stay up for long. So, you're not going to make me slit my wrists and go crying to my mom if you are horrible. But I'm a complete novice. I don't know anything about makeup. Um, I do my own hair, which is like a light ash brown because I just dyed my hair to match my roots to the best that I could find in a box because my hair was bright ruby red for the longest time, but it was so expensive to take care of. Now, given the preponderance of spare time that everybody on the planet is finding themselves with, I'm seeing a lot of self-care videos. Gonna come out and say it. That was my phone. I don't know a lot about self-care. As you can see, I'm pretty rough around the edges. So, over the months and years, I have taken to trying to be as much of a girl as possible, not really succeeding. And I have a ridiculous amount of products, most of which I don't even know what they're for. I have separated them on my desk into their groupings of what I think they're for. I have this Smart Shade by Almay. I've used it quite a bit. I'm partial to it, but I'm not actually sure I'm using it the right way. Then I also have the My Best Light. It is kind of light, but it's really not. Like, I don't know. I'm very multi-toned in my face. I have a very ruddy face. I have freckles that I deal with, and then I'm very pale. And then I have a skin condition that my daughter calls cheetah print, because that's what she thinks it looks like. The best the doctor could tell me was dermatitis, and it's not contagious. That's it. That's as much as I've gotten. So I'm not much of a social media person, but I do go on Snapchat. And I thought that find your perfect shade online concept was pretty interesting. So I did the 14-day free trial. The first one they sent me was actually about a shade off. It was a little bit more ash than my ruddy skin tone could handle, and it made me look really ill. But they were super good about sending me one shade warmer than the one that they had, and it matches perfect. Oh, it's shiny. That's my sister. Sorry. The problem is that I am a bargain shopper to the extreme. I try really hard not to spend more than $20 on anything that's not going to last for a reasonable amount of time. This is my Il Makiage Woke Up Like This Flawless Base Foundation. It was a $50 bottle. Against my general nature, but the fact that it matched me so perfectly, even with my ruddiness, even with my multi-tonalness, I went ahead and I bit the bullet. This, I've used it considerably, and it's only about to here as far as the emptiness goes. So a little goes a long way. So in my estimation, I would find it a reasonable purchase because I got it when those commercials first came out a few months ago. I think it was still warm then. Of course, in Ohio, it's never warm, but it was still warm then. Then I have this. It came in Ipsy. Ipsy was the company. My sister recommended, that I, try this out because it's got all these different products and you can sample them and it's only this much a month. And I did it for a while and then I could no longer accommodate the cost ratio to the benefit because the products I was getting I wasn't really using. I was giving them away because I either didn't know what they were for, didn't like them, or didn't use them. This is just a little stick. I've had it for years, as evidenced by the little amount that's left. I'm told it's a highlighter. I use it as like an eye stick. I have no idea if I'm using it right. And then this hydrating primer watermelon burst was also an Ipsy pick. No idea what it's for. Haven't the foggiest idea how to use it. I have acne really bad. Even though I'm almost mid-30s, I still have a lot of trouble with acne. Whenever my body feels like it wants to hate me some more. This is the only thing that I have found that works for me is the charcoal peel off masks. I have pictures, like normally right now you would be able to count the pores on my cheeks because it was just horrible, but I've started using this. It's really, really good. I actually have one that it says it's for men. It's a bigger gray bottle. It's cheaper. This was $6. That's not going to last me very long. But I have my big gray one that I finally found after moving for the 9 millionth time, and so I will be using that when the little white one runs out. This is an e.l.f. Shimmer Highlighting Powder. Don't remember where or when I got it. I think I've used it for Halloween makeup. For shimmery, glittery looking stuff. Not actually sure what it's for. This, my sister is, much to my chagrin, a U.S. Coast Guard member, a bodybuilder, and a supermodel. And she was selling Mary Kay for a while. So, no pressure. But this is the Mary Kay Beige 1.5 Foundation Mineral Powder. I think I tried to either bronze or contour once by using a diagram and use this as the darker color because I don't own bronzer or toner or whatever else the thing called for. I have no idea what it's for. So then I have this little Garnier white powder stuff. Also, I just kind of use it for eyeshadow or stage makeup. Let's see. This is another Ipsy pick. It's by Estate. It says Baked Highlight Powder. Haven't the foggiest. No idea what that's for. Let's see. I have, this is another Ipsy. This is by Pacifica. It says Bronze, Rose, Blush, and Bronzer. Apparently I do want a bronzer. I didn't know that. I thought it was like eyeshadow pack. So that's what I used it for. Apparently this is blush and bronzer have the foggiest idea how to do it. Being a ready-faced person, I don't generally go for blushes because I can do it myself. But I've seen really pretty girls be able to put their faces on and everything and just look magical and put their own blush on, and it doesn't make them look like they are, you know, the Raggedy Ann dolls from way back when. I have blue eyes most of the time. They sometimes turn gray, sometimes turn green, depending on the lighting. So I just generally go with a neutral palette. I got this from Walmart just for the occasions in which I needed to look less like a zombie and more like a human. Eyeshadow, I am passable at. This one actually has a diagram on the back that I attempted to use once. It was not successful. Let's put it that way. I have this Bare Essentials brush from, anybody remember back when Bare Minerals was the big thing? I think it was like the first makeup I ever tried to buy for myself. I still have the brush. Haven't the foggiest idea where the makeup went, but I still have the brush. I got this at Walmart for my liquid foundations. It is currently chunky and wet like this because I was a genius and knocked it into my coffee cup. This was an Ipsy pick, an Eco Tools double-ended fluffy brush to short stubby brush. It says smudge and blend on the stick. I assume that's going to mean something, but it doesn't mean anything in the ugly girl world. I have no idea what that's for. I get the idea and the concept and definition. I know what the word smudge means, and I know what the word blend means, but when it comes to doing those things on my face, I got nothing. Another Eco Tools product. This one is kind of a fluffy brush to pointy, squarey, something or other. As you can tell, I've used this as a lip liner brush. It says define on the sharp side and shade on this side. Again, I know what those words mean separately, have no idea what the execution of those words is. Let's see. I believe this is also an Ipsy pick. It says Vasanti. It's a fluffy brush that's shedding horribly. And then I have a standard Mary Kay chunky fluffy brush thingy that I use for varying degrees of evil. I recently tried to do the cool girl thing and got one of these eggy blender thingies and have been trying with moderate success to use it. And then I got this because at first I thought it would be easier to use since I can just clean it off. My applications with this thing have been outrageously poor. I feel like it's user error. I'm sure it works quite well. I just probably don't use it correctly. Now, I have one more brush that's this double-ended scrapey thing and squarey pointy thing. There's no instructions on this one. It says eyebrow brush, which makes me feel better because that's the first time I've read this, and that's exactly what I use this for, is I brush my eyebrows up when I have to fix them, which I currently look like Bert from Sesame Street, so I will need to fix those. This I think I've used as like an eye, like a liner brush for different looks. As a girl, I like to play with makeup. Obviously, what girl doesn't? I'm just not real good at it. I have several different mascaras. Don't know where I got this. Probably from Walmart since it's a Wet n Wild product, MegaWare. I can't tell you the last time I wore it. I don't know if I like it or not. This one I really like. The Voluminous Superstar by somebody whose name has since been rubbed off of this canister. It's a double-ended. It's got primer on one side and the blackening on the other. I really like this. It works really, really well as far as lengthening and defining. And then, of course, my sister sent me Mary Kay. This stuff actually works really well. It works best if you already have long lashes, but it shows off what you got, I guess, is a way of putting it. And then there's this Brow Drama by Maybelline. It's the only thing that I've been able to find that I can actually use to some satisfaction. Otherwise, I end up looking like a poor impression of a drag queen makeup artist. I have no anything against drag queens. God bless you. I think you guys all look far better than me, but it would be a poor impression of me trying to do your makeup. You don't ever want me to try doing that. I mean, like, really big, thick eyebrows like this is usually how it ends up. I mean, the most terrible 5-year-old drawing you've ever seen. So, you know, no disrespect to drag queens. Y'all keep doing your thing. But this is the only thing that I've been able to find that I can do anything with this mess to some satisfactory degree. I have so many lipsticks that I don't actually know what happened. I have this CoverGirl Duo. I like the color, but I found that when I use the cover stick, which is the only way that my mouth doesn't stick together and I talk for a living, I'm sure you can tell, it flakes. And it looks like I have the world's worst chap lips ever, and it looks very tacky and classless, I would have to say. Let's see. This, I believe I got from my sister from Victoria's Secret. It was a birthday present. She's got one of those I'm a fancy girl Victoria's Secret membership thingies, and she got a bunch of free gifts or something like that, or I'm not actually sure of the circumstances. Try this once. I like it. It's nice. I'm just not much of a pink person because I already can pink myself, and it's a little sticky, but it's nice for just like a standard wear. Let me see here. I have this this Revlon Color Stay Ultimate stick. It kind of stays. It's more like a stain after a fashion, as opposed to a proper all-day lip wear like you see in the commercials. This is from Milani. It's Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper. I believe this was also an Ipsy product. I like it. It's a good cover or just wear by itself. Again, it's a little sticky for my preference. I'm more of a matte person as opposed to a gloss. And then I have this CoverGirl 24-hour matte lipstick, which is what I was using that angled brush for earlier, was to line my lips for this. It does not stay on as long as I want it to. I'm one of those people that's more of a put it on and forget about it sort of person, which is why I really, really love this thing. I have no idea what company it's from. I can tell you it's a number 13. The reason I don't know what company it's from is because I got it off Wish. Anyone who frequents makeup on Wish will recognize this tube in some form, I'm sure. There's writing on it, but it's black writing on the black tube, so it's really hard to read. Something about tree inside long-lasting lip gloss. It actually fits more like a lipstick, and it stays for a really long time, and it's really comfortable to wear. So obviously lipstick I've got. Goes on your lips. Try not to get it on your teeth, you know. It doesn't come clear up here like you used to when you were 5 and got into mom's makeup. And then I have these pencils. Double-sided pencil. Apparently this is supposed to be for eyebrows. I've been using it as eyeliner. Oops, I have no idea how I'm supposed to use this stick to make my eyebrows any better. This was an Ipsy choice. It's Ico London waterproof lash enhancing pencil pen thing. True. I try to use it. It usually goes catastrophically poor, and so I don't use it often. Um, this is an Almay eyeliner crayon. This is my go-to because it's the only thing that I can do that I don't end up getting ink in my contact lenses when I try to put my makeup on. If I could figure out how to do this correctly, then it would go well. But I've got this. And then I also have a blue one, which was more likely purchased for the purposes of Halloween makeup, or I was feeling really, really froggy one day and decided to wear blue makeup, which is something I don't ever do. Maybe a highlight to my eyes or something. I have no idea. I've had some of this makeup for years, and some of it I only recently stopped my Ipsy. So I'm going to open the floor